What do you love about nonprofit work?
Everyone asks me like, why do you do this, or how come you've been doing this for long? And one, it's really called me. I say that the fields called me, right? And I do this for survivors. I do this for individuals that haven't had the opportunity to speak up. I do this because when I was a kid, being a victim of child abuse, family violence, street violence, no one really spoke up for myself and what was happening to myself and my family. And I want to make sure that people have the opportunity to be heard when they're being affected by these kinds of types of violence and crime.
I think nonprofit is very personal for the majority of people. When I do these interviews and I get people talking about their work, and some of them are like yourself, where it's very recognized why they've gotten in it. But I do think that there's a personal piece to nonprofit that can be really hard to explain to people outside the sector, because this isn't an industry you get into to make a ton of money, to find fame. That's never going to be how it works. It's very rarely a job you leave at the door of your workplace and then don't think about when you're at home.
I am not a good advocate for work-life balance, just because the type of work I do, have done, is really 24/7, and so I come home and I'm still working, and it's because somebody always needs help or someone's reached out, and I never want to leave someone unanswered. But in the nonprofit world, the reason why I think some of us are doing this so passionately or vigorously, I think it's because we really have a calling for it. We really see the impact, or we really are championing whatever efforts within our nonprofit area is, and we're just keep striving. And I also think it's like there's a scarcity issue. We work so hard because we already have so little, so we're trying to gain anything we can by working
Yeah.
hard. And as much as I want to advocate for changes in the nonprofit system, and do advocate for it, I am my own worst enemy sometimes.
The people who are attracted to this kind of work are not great boundary setters, right? And that's a beautiful thing that you help and that you care. But when you're always last on the list, there's long-term repercussions to that in our lives. And I do think I've seen lots of nonprofiteers hitting that wall, and they hit it hard. And like the recovery from burnout can take a long time.
So yesterday, actually, my wife sent me this meme, and it was saying something like, if you asked me this last year in January, I would have never told you that this year would have been the worst year of my life, or something really like
Yeah.
funny like that. And the burnout does hit, and it happens. And I never thought I would be affected by it, but it does happen. And I think you see it more when it's affecting others around you. And for me, I always want to make sure that others that I'm leading or supporting, or on my team, they're not working the same way I do, right? Because we're a different breed, right? Like we've done this for a very long time. There's other reasons why we do it so vigorously. And so I want to make sure others don't do it. And I know we're supposed to set examples by our own work style, but it's just sometimes in this nonprofit field, you just have to get it done while the opportunity's there.